Constantly shifting through the time-space continuum, Metron's three disciples observe the universe from the Mobius Couch.
All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily, and on the Mobius Couch, a time-space interdimensional vehicle from which your three hosts talk about stick shift Jeep Wranglers. We're talking about the two-door edition with the soft canvas top that you can remove, and of course, manual transmission.
Yeah, it's got to be
Joe,
manual
Patrick,
transmission.
how we doing?
Oh, we're doing
good.
great.
I love
you know
this
what I've never
topic.
understood and won't ever to this day? The ducks. Get rid of the ducks. It's got to stop. It's a fucking travesty.
It is weird.
And I don't like it.
You mean
I don't like it. Needs to move on.
Do you mean ducks that quack or ducks?
I mean little rubber duckies in the dashboard of a Jeep.
Ah,
It's got to be done. It's got to be ended.
Speaking of
weird-
dashboards, I'm
Where did
noticing
that
a
come
weird.
from?
I'm noticing a weird level on the Mobius Couch dashboard.
Oh, is something
Let me
wrong?
just click a boop,
Gosh.
boop, 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 boop. The Mobius Couch, where we talk about comic books.
Oh yeah. That's what
What's
we're
up,
doing.
boys? Y'all ready to talk about comics? Pat?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Nice, Joe. You
Classic
ready to talk
crossover
about comics?
events. Current hot limited series. They cover it. We cover it all.
We got it.
Podcast should have been called 3-page spread.
It should have been. It should
Hey, I'm
have
Joe.
been, but it wasn't. Joe, Patrick, welcome.
And
the Mobius
Patrick.
Couch.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about comics.
I was trying to bring it on just then.
Yeah, today's lyrical intro, of course, was Handel's The Messiah.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, so this is a special part 2 episode of a two-parter episode. So we did part 1 previously. If you haven't listened to that, you probably should. But this is part 2 of
Go
The
back and listen to
Human
part
Target.
1. We're
What?
talking about part 2 of the Human
Part
Target.
2 of The Human Target. So we're going to cover issues 7. I am
7
supposed to talk through this,
through
right? Okay, I am
12.
talking through this. So we're talking to issues 7 through 12 of Tom King and Greg Smallwood's Human Target. Human Target, of course, like we touched upon in the first issue, DC property originally created by Len Wein and Carmine Infantino. Carmine Infantino, whose name is violently Italian.
Also, the street that Luigi's Pizza's on.
And the street that Luigi's Pizza is
Weirdly
on.
enough, Luigi not Italian.
Yeah. So if you want to hear more about the background of this and overall takes, that's all episode 1.
It's all in part 1.
Episode 2, we're just going to jump right into issue 7 and go 7 through 12 on all the stuff going on there. So 7 is the big one because we meet Fire. Fire's been talked about a lot because Fire and Ice.
Fire.
They're the
Fire.
best. They're best friends forever. They're BFFs.
They are best friends.
What's fire without ice? He said in issue 2.
Yeah. We're going to find out.
This issue's great.
I loved it. I mean,
I love the introduction of Fire.
I like both Ice and Fire. I think they're both cool characters. But yeah, I loved, some of it. The end of this issue was a little bit hammy where it kind of turns out it's a little bit hammy of the whole sort of like, oh, I approve of him as a boyfriend for you, Ice.
I love that part. I love that bit.
A little bit.
All right, from
Especially
somebody
how
that's
it's like,
been in that
he's gonna
kind of
be
position.
dead. He's gonna be dead in like
She
5
knows
days.
Ice
It's
murdered
perfect
this
for
guy, and
you.
he's going to be dead in 5 days. And then
Yes,
she's like,
but
oh,
she
he's the
also
good one.
knows at this point because Ice loves her and talks to her all the time because they're BFFs. So, like, her approval of this man does matter to Ice at this
No,
point.
I understand. It's a weird dynamic that Ice killed him, and he's going to be dead in 5 days, and Fire's just like, oh, he's one of the good ones. Go for it, sis. Like,
I don't think it's weird at all because, like, again,
I don't think it's weird at all either. It's validating Ice's feelings towards him that she's been having in the first 6 issues.
I was going in a different direction. Just say I think it's validating the fact that Ice and Fire have a weird codependent friendship, and
well, they
she's like,
definitely
yeah,
have that.
the guy who's going to die in 5 days is perfect for you, girl. Go for it. And then 5 days later, life will be back to normal.
Because you know what that means? Yeah, because
because
exactly. Once he dies, Ice is going to come running right back. Right back. And they're going to be kind of hugging and holding hands in team pic. Yeah, they're going to be in team pictures holding hands and
that's
hugging
exactly what happens.
like
That's
they
exactly
were
what
back in the day. Yep. Yep. So Fire knows what she's doing.
Fire
knows.
is.
Oh,
kinda
so I
terrifying
mentioned in the
this
last
issue.
episode, Christopher Chance has a tendency to like hold back when he's around the other heroes, and it's exactly what happens. Like almost verbatim, the bank robbers in the Ted Kord issue. There's bank robbers that run in with little Halloween masks of like Batman and Flash and stuff, and they're like holding up the place that they're in, and he just sits there, dancing with fire, while she goes, "All right, fine," and just takes care of it and like heats up their guns and does shit with her powers.
Well, but I think so. Let's talk about that because from another angle, right? Both Fire and Ice are women who are surrounded by braggadocious, very in your face,
and he's not that guy.
Idiot men. And he, on the other hand, just lets himself be taken care of by them. He just says, I know you're more powerful than me. I am just going to step to the side and let you do what you need to do. I do like that contrast of sort of setting up Chance as that kind of character in contrast to Guy Gardner, the fucking Red Rocket Russian guy, whoever he is. Blue Beetle, Ted Kord, all these just kind of doofus, like, I'm in spandex in the front row, I'm the hero, and Chance is just more like, let's keep dancing. I know you'll handle it. I know you'll take care of me, so let's keep dancing. It's just very different than what Fire's used to in a man.
He even says, what do you want to do? And they're like, hey, you two, the fucking song is over. Get the fuck back over here. And she's like, well, I want to keep dancing. And he's like, did you hear what the fuck I said? And then he just keeps cursing at her, and then her eye lights on fire while they're still just hanging out.
Yeah,
guns heat up, shit happens, and then he goes, not sure I care for this tune. That's it. I just like the chillness with which he's handling things. It's almost like he has ice powers.
Yeah. Well, it's also a very, again, going back to that 60s vibe, Mad Men, that sort of, men were men. He's just a cool cat. He's just
too cool, some might say. Seem less upset from my overall
Patrick,
state.
stop talking about how much you hate George Clooney.
She goes,
he
goes, it's late, and she says, are you done? And he goes, is there somewhere else to go? Or someplace else to go? And she goes, I like Ferris wheels. You got a Ferris wheel? And he goes, And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I got a Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
so
I like how he
uses using his powers,
yeah,
he pretends to be Lex Luthor to like yell at whoever. I guess Lex Luthor owns a pier where there's a Ferris wheel, and he's like yelling at some guy that should properly have turned the Ferris wheel off to turn it back on and let them on.
What's funny is I bet that's a version of something that billionaires do daily. Just that thing's closed. Wait,
100%. Like he knew exactly what he was doing when he did that. Yeah.
Have either of you two ever made out in a Ferris wheel?
I don't know. Yes. Yeah.
I have actually. I've only done it once. It was quite romantic.
My memory of it is so vague that I don't remember.
I have a pretty clear memory because actually the girl I was with is a girl that I kind of regret leaving in hindsight. But it was a very romantic evening in a Ferris wheel.
Did you dive backwards off the Ferris wheel while she turned into a giant green fireball to catch you?
Actually, it was we reverse gender rolled. She jumped off, and I don't have superpowers, so that was kind of the end.
Yikes!
Of that. Yeah. It was pretty dark.
It
was pretty bad. But it was a very romantic, thing.
No, I've never kissed anyone on a Ferris wheel before. I don't even know if I've actually been on a Ferris wheel.
Well, he said make out.
Oh, well, I've never even kissed somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I would. Well, anyway, I mean, not that we come along Ferris wheels too often, although downtown Atlanta does have a Ferris wheel, which is the very Ferris wheel.
Super romantic, yeah.
It is.
Never been on it.
Well, you can see the old Coca-Cola museum from it.
Yeah, sounds great.
The old Coca-Cola museum. It's pretty romantic.
It's like literally the
romantic.
Park,
Pretty nice.
You go there with a lady and you're just like, hey, check out that old Coke museum.
You got the Georgia World Congress.
You want to make it out or what?
Marriott? You can see the Hilton from there. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Right.
Okay, so
I mean, maybe if you looked like George Clooney and you were on there with fire, I could be like, all right.
Don't Patrick's going to start up on George Clooney. Don't bring him up.
Yeah.
Danny Ocean is the most charming George Clooney. Patrick.
Stop it right now.
Okay. Let's get back on these tracks. All right. So,
all right. So what's the point of the fire episode or issue? What did you take away from it?
Because she's boyfriend checking Chance.
Yeah, but that's not all it is. He's eliminating her as a target.
Well, she shows up on
Suspect?
I think she's more kind of
She
like
shows up to talk to him. She was in his
Right,
office.
right
She
at
was
that,
femme
right?
fatale too.
Yeah, but he would have gotten to her eventually.
But I do think, all right, apart from the jokes about the like boyfriend checking and comfort, I do think part of Fire's desire is because she knows Ice did it, and she knows that they've been spending a lot of time together, which is a little bit sus. I think apart from the like, is he a good boyfriend? I think she's generally just trying to see like, is Ice like what's happening? Is this dude playing a game? Is Ice in danger? Not that Ice could.
The joking
Chance
part of the
and
boyfriend checking
like
thing is like she's prompting him throughout the issue of like, do you want to kiss me right now? And he's like, no, I'm good. And it keeps getting like more.
Yeah, because she's trying to bait out like, how do you really feel
him,
about Ice? What are you really doing with her? But I think part of it is just kind of looking into because it is sort of a sus situation of like, Ice killed him, and yet they're dating now for the last 5 years, 5 days of his life. It's kind of strange. I think she's trying to bait out, if something from it. She's trying to bait out either a sexual advance or maybe some kind of outburst, just to see if Christopher was running some kind of game under this. I think she's just trying to.
So he jumps off the Ferris wheel, and she obviously catches him, and she's like, "You're insane." And he's like, "And you're a superhero," as in like, I was fine the entire time. Is it insane? Because I know you were going to catch me. And she goes, I thought you said I was a murderer. And he goes, well, if you did it, now we're even. So now you can just admit it. No guilt, no harm, no foul. You poisoned me. You saved me. It all washes out. You're still good. And there's something about that like avenue of like getting the truth out of her. I think he knew, well, of course he did. He knew exactly what he was doing this entire issue. He's just trying to get something out of some like truthfulness out of her to eliminate her as a suspect kind of thing.
I do want to say, I don't think that's legally the way it works. That if you attempt murder but then save the person, it wipes out the previous
No, not
crime.
at all.
I'm not sure that works on a legal.
No, not at all. But
especially
at the same
if that
time,
person's still going to.
He's trying to elicit a response.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that.
The point is, she shows up, and he knows there's something up. So, like, I think it's his way of cutting through the bullshit. The same way that he shoots a gun at Guy Gardner to be like, let's just get to the part where we fight because I already don't want to hear you talk anymore. And like, there's something about him, like just doing something insane to trigger her as much as she's been trying to trigger him the entire time, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Okay, let's move on to that. I mean, that's pretty much this issue. I don't know what else to say about the issue. I do like Fire. She has a similar. Well, let me rephrase that, because her and Ice's origins are pretty different, but the shared similarity is that idea of being sort of not underestimated. Like they've just been underestimated as, okay, you're the hot girl hero on the team. You're not really a threat or a hero. And so Fire has that similarity with Ice, to where they've just been constantly underestimated and undervalued.
Yes.
Throughout their hero career.
I do like that. It's a subtle, dumb thing, but I like the fact that she's smoking the entire time, and she lights her cigarette with her little fire thumb or whatever. She doesn't, like
it's her index. I think it's this.
I guess one plot point though.
There's little dumb bits there. Yeah.
At the end of the issue with Fire, she basically says, "I got the poison for Guy Gardner, who's dead." So it's kind of a way of being like, Chance, just shut the fuck up. Like, Guy's the one who.
Yeah, Guy did it, and he's dead. So we're clear.
Just move on.
So this is on the tails of the Martian Manhunter issue as well, because Martian Manhunter and Fire were intertwined, and like Martian Manhunter got the money from Ted to give to Booster, but then we find out Martian Manhunter was asking for the money on behalf
of Fire.
To get, like, it's just this whole like long trail to get to the fact that she goes, yeah, I wasn't getting that for Booster. I was getting the money for Booster so he could start his dumb business, but so we could have the water, so we could make the poison for Guy Gardner. And that was like it. That's where it was all going.
But our boy Christopher ain't gonna give up that easy. He's gonna find the truth.
Dum-dum.
No,
he's not.
But before
stupid.
he gets to the truth, the fucking Red Tornado or Red Guardian or whoever shows up to.
He goes, say I believe you. You didn't do it, but you had the weapon in your hand. Who did you give it to? And she goes, you're going to kill him. I just so Guy asked me to get the water, and I did. Kind of thing. So like the the idea that, like, well, first of all, we all know at this point that Guy Gardner isn't really dead, and that was set up with ice.
No, we
It's just
don't know at
fire-
this point. Well, I mean,
Well, I know we do.
but like
that
the
we've
reader
talked
at
about it in the
this
last
point
issue
this
or the last
issue
episode
wouldn't
is what I'm saying.
necessarily.
But
know.
like
Yeah.
we know that Guy Gardner's not dead. But like the idea is that like Fire's putting Guy back in the crosshairs as the main suspect because he's quote unquote dead.
Right.
Right.
You know, to take the you know, blame.
And
off
that's
of
part
Ice
of, and that's
for
part
her.
of why Christopher doesn't quite buy it, because I think even he sees right away that it's a little too convenient that
Yeah,
the guy
like,
we
Guy's
just
already
eliminated
dead,
was the
and
guy behind it.
we happened to kill Guy like 2 days ago, but we haven't quote unquote told anybody, and now you're telling me that you gave it to Guy, you know, kind of thing, or you did this all for Guy Gardner.
Yeah. Okay, but so next issue, he is kidnapped by the Red Guardian,
Mm-hmm.
The Red Rocket.
the Red Rocket. What's his name? What is his hero name?
Red
The
Rocket.
Red Rocket.
Is it really Red Rock? Red Rocket's the dog's erection, isn't it? That's the dog
Yep.
erection.
That's true. Yes, it is.
Are you fucking with me, right? What's his real name?
I'm gonna Google just to double check, but
His real name is
it's
Dog's
Rocket
Erection.
Rocket Red. It's Rocket Red.
Oh, Rocket Red. Okay.
Rocket
Thank
Red.
you.
Different
okay.
enough.
Okay. Red Rocket's like from South Park. It's the dog's
Yeah.
erection.
Show me the Red Rocket. Show me that Red Rocket.
what is that? South Park joke?
I think it was
Yeah.
Cartman was
Cartman's like petting the dog's belly.
He's
He's like, show me
jacking
that
up dogs.
Red Rocket.
But it's Rocket Red. So Rocket
All
Red.
right, so all the darts start like flying into the room, tranquilizer darts. And Ice throws up a shield, but it like kind of cracks through them. And I just love, for like 1 second, he's like, "This is not going to be a problem," because like the second Ice really wakes up and starts like amping up the cold, like we're going to be good. And then she gets nailed in the throat. And he's
But
like,
she
"Son
gets-
of a bitch." It's like the best. It's like the best. Like none of this matters because the second Ice is like fully awake. She's gonna take care of this in 2 seconds because we're both being attacked. And then he's like, "Fuck me! All right."
He
I
does
guess
have
I have a shotgun.
he has a pump action shotgun just under his bed, which is
Well,
a
of
lot.
course he does.
It
He's
feels
a
like
human
a lot.
target.
Feels like a lot.
Prepared.
But Rocket Red gets him, and basically the whole point of this is Rocket Red is, I guess, Guy's only friend.
I guess
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I don't know who else
Essentially,
could stand
yeah.
Guy, but this one,
I mean, I guess
and-
John and Hal kind of stand Guy.
I guess.
Does Kyle like Guy?
I don't.
I'd assume no. I'd
So-
assume
I
no.
don't feel like I've ever seen a single issue where Guy and Kyle are like, we're okay,
I mean,
right? You know, like
yeah.
kind of thing. Like they tolerate each other. They're near each other a lot, but like I don't think I've ever seen
How
like
does
a
how does
heartfelt
Alan
moment
Scott?
between Guy Gardner and Kyle Rayner.
How does Alan Scott feel about Guy? What
Alan
about
Scott
Jade?
doesn't mix in with them. He doesn't have a normal
Jade?
Green Lantern ring.
So anyway, he's trying to basically get a confession out of, and like, you know, our real police operates most of the time. Rocket Red really tries to coerce a confession under duress in a pretty
Yeah.
violent way. So again, probably wouldn't be admissible in court. Like if somebody admits to killing someone as they're falling through the sky because you dropped them, I don't think that's admissible in court.
Right, yeah, no, it's not.
Mhm.
Actually,
That's under duress. That's not a real confession.
can say that definitively. It would not
Yeah.
be.
But that's what Rocket Red is doing. He's old school. He's an old school
So this entire issue,
guy.
Christopher Chance is the best because the only thing he asks Red Rocket, I'm not calling him Rocket Red, by the way.
It's Rocket Red. Rocket Red is
The only thing he asks, he
Christian
goes,
name.
"Where's Ice?" And he goes, "At the motel with another adrenaline shot. Takes maybe 12 hours for tranquilizers to wear off. She is sleeping. Good. I fixed door, but put camera on it." So basically, he goes like, "She's asleep. I've got a camera on the place. Don't worry about her. She's safe. Because if anything happens, I'll know about it," kind of thing. And then he goes, "Jesus, what time is it?" And he's like, "It's after lunch. Are you hungry?" And then he goes, "I have some, I have a hot dog and some drink or a cola." And he's like, "You got anything more than cola?" And so, like, long story short, he just goes, "Give me some alcohol." And he goes, "All right, cool." And he doesn't answer any other questions. And then every time he just provokes Red Rocket and he gets knocked out again. And every time he wakes up, he just goes, Rocket Red kind of goes, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, what time is it? What time of day is it? And he's like, it's time for you to confess. You know, like, so like every time he gets smacked unconscious, the only thing he asks is, what time is it? That's all he's trying to get at.
He's just waiting till Ice wakes up.
He's just waiting for Ice to wake up. It's the best.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best. Every time he wakes up, he's like, but what time is it? And he's like, why does it matter what time it is? Tell me what's going on with Guy Gardner. What did you do to Guy Gardner? And he's like, but what time is it? And he just keeps fucking around with him to the point where the issue literally ends with just Ice does wake up and kicks his ass.
Well, I have a question about Rocket Red. So he has like a saw room.
Yeah.
Like this room he has, it's got all these monitors for some reason, and it looks like a room from Saw or something. It's kind of weird. Why he's the hero? Why does the hero have that room?
Wait, where's the Saw room?
The movie Saw. You know that you're familiar with the Saw?
Oh, there I saw. No. I just didn't see that panel. That's all.
Oh yeah, I mean he's got like all these monitors, and then it's just
they're not turned on. He doesn't currently have anybody in his death traps.
Okay, but it looks like he's Mr. Saw.
He has the room in general is strange.
Yeah, it's a little. Why does the hero have that room?
I don't know. Russian?
It's a little suspicious. That's all I wanted to say.
I honestly didn't pick up that he was waiting for Ice to wake up when he kept asking what time it was. I just
oh yeah, that's all he was doing. The first thing he asks is, "Where's Ice?" And he goes, "Ice is here. She'll wake up at this time." And then every single time he gets slapped and knocked out, the first thing he asks is, "What time is it?" And he doesn't answer any questions until the end of the issue. It's fucking phenomenal.
I thought he was just being meticulous about like the time because he only has so many days left.
I think that's kind of like what you're supposed to think.
Well,
he's like,
yeah,
I think time did I waste? He is also very angry about how much time he wasted at the end of the issue. So like, there's that. But like, the entire time he's like, how many hours do I have before Ice wakes up and comes and kicks this guy ass?
Yeah, and the twist, right? So again, the twist is just that he had a pre-recorded setup of faking Guy's voice,
right?
Saying that I'm in Dimension X, so don't worry about me. And so Ice broadcasts that, and then Rocket Red feels bad because he finds out, I didn't, Guy isn't dead. I shouldn't be mean.
What kind of a name is Rocket Red? He sounds like a fucking candy bar.
I don't know, man. They're all like, we have all these red. Every Russian hero and villain has red in their name. We've also got Red Volcano, Red Tornado, Red Guardian, Rocket Red. A lot of red shit all over.
There were some interesting tidbits here that I thought was kind of cool. Like well, I know Guy Gardner didn't leave the planet because we would have gotten an alert that he left, and like Guy Gardner didn't turn off his ring because they would have gotten an alert that he turned off his ring. Like there's so many like little bits that makes Rocket Red so angry about like what's going on. Like Guy being his friend, he's like, the last place he was known to be alive was with you. There was this weird like the energy signature of the ring is like around your neck, and that doesn't last that long. And like I know it's there. Like there's a lot of like cool little bits in sprinkled throughout this issue that I thought was really neat. Why he's being so aggressive and like knows Guy's been hurt or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, but so this all gets resolved. Let's go to issue 9. I loved issue 9 was pretty cool because the whole thing is him running away from Batman.
All right. So hold on. The end of this issue is him smashing Red Rocket over the head.
Yeah. Well, that's whatever. They punched the guy. That's great.
Yeah. He loses his shit. Stomping on his face. Which,
all right.
But
Patrick,
issue 9
we're
is
talking
when
about our favorite
out.
issues of this run. This is my favorite issue of this run.
That tracks. That makes
sense.
That makes sense.
By far.
Well, this is the packed issue because we find out a lot in this issue.
It's not even what we find out. I'm just talking just the part of him being super paranoid because of the trail of events that has happened has led him to be like one of the members of Justice League International being Batman has led him to go like, fuck, we used the emergency message that we didn't want to use and we had to do it. But the fact that we used it means that it's out there. And like Guy Gardner isn't alive in another dimension, and they're gonna know that that's fake. And so like his conclusion is Batman's gonna know that that's fake, and this entire issue is him running from the idea that Batman is chasing him, and he doesn't show up. And it's an issue completely absent of Batman. It's just an issue of the fear of what Batman would do if he arrives on the scene. That is the best Batman issue I've ever read in my life, that he doesn't even make an appearance, let alone anything. Like, there's not even like a hint that he's on their trail.
Well,
it's just him going, there's only one conclusion to make here. Batman's going to figure it out, and we're fucked. And he goes on the run thinking Batman's on his trail the entire time. Not happening.
Well, I would say, I mean,
I
how certain are you Batman doesn't show up? Because that homeless dude he beats up might have still been Batman letting himself be beat up specifically so that he could then tail them afterwards, right? You never know. Batman works on many levels.
Although it wasn't Batman, because then it doesn't, that last line.
I know, I'm joking. I'm kidding. I know it's not. I know, he never showed up. But
also, it is issue 10, but there's a fucked up beat here in the very beginning where they wake up and he's not awake. He's not sleeping, rather. Ice wakes up and he's not sleeping. He's like dead. And she revives him and brings him to the dock. I don't know. It was like, there's tears. There's a lot of heartfelt, there's real emotion there. Like, you can see that Ice actually like loves and or cares for this man. Like, it goes beyond like, we're fucking with each other the whole time. It like breaks that boundary of like, the whole noir story that we're reading where like the woman is involved with the man and she's a suspect and he doesn't, like, you know, all that shit's thrown out the window because he's dead. And she's like, fuck, I actually love this guy. I gotta get him back to life. So they kind of barely revive him, and they have another like meeting with Dr. Midnight kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just love that little bit at the beginning. Sorry.
Yeah, but the big reveal at the end of all this is because once we get there, Christopher realizes Batman isn't chasing him because, again, he figured, well, now that we released that crappy voiceover of Guy, the world's greatest detective, will find me. Because, you know, when he realizes Batman isn't chasing him, that's when it clicks for Christopher that, wait, Guy isn't dead. Mm-hmm. Because the only reason Batman wouldn't be chasing me and have already caught me is that there is no crime. Mm-hmm. That guy is alive. Which is a pretty big plot twist.
Yeah, it's pretty clever way of presenting it as well. It is weird how they use Batman as a vehicle to allow Chance to get to that conclusion. This is a very good issue. I mean, it is like, it's just, again, just kind of highlighting how amazing Batman is.
Also, he's not a bum. It's just a guy with a baseball hat eating his fucking lunch in a diner.
So one Batman note I want to make is, if we also look at Batman in Strange Adventures, which is another Tom King vehicle, Tom King takes an interesting look at Batman. And I realize that Tom King has also written mainline Batman series, which is kind of a separate thing. But in these Black Label series, so in Strange Adventures, Batman is like the smartest man on earth, the greatest detective, little bit full of himself and ineffectual compared with Mr. Terrific in that series. And in this series, Christopher is so terrified of the specter of Batman and the detective being after him, but he's just a completely absent figure. Like, he's just not there. Yeah. So it's kind of, Tom King is sort of, it's interesting. Like, between those two depictions of Batman, he's kind of setting up an interesting spin.
I think he really used him in Strange Adventures. I feel like he really used him in Strange Adventures to highlight how smart Mr. Terrific and Alana were. Yeah. Like, I think he has so much respect for the character that he used Batman to highlight how smart and intelligent and clever those two characters are.
Well, I just mean in tandem. I like that setup of Batman's like maybe the fourth smartest person alive who isn't the greatest detective, and then this, like, he scares people into doing things, but isn't actually
even
doing
involved in anything. So I like, if you look at it wider view.
So
I kind of
the
like
thing
how
that
Tom King is treating it.
On that note, though, I think the thing that I love so much about it is, like, I mean, and to your point, if Guy was dead, this would all be real. Like, Batman would be hunting them down at this point. Like, you know, like, he's not wrong. It's just that, like, given the time that he's freaking out and on the run, and that Batman doesn't show up, that's what clues him into the fact that he's like, oh, well, if that didn't happen.
Well, but I
then-
don't know, because
yeah.
Guy, I mean, yeah, Guy might be dead, but also I think it's a stand your ground state. So you're allowed to murder someone in your own home. Right? So maybe Batman wouldn't
I don't know
investigate
what state
that.
they're in.
Well, it seems to be California-esque.
Oh,
No.
What are you talking
California.
about?
the
It
desert.
seems to
I
be
don't
very
know.
California. California has deserts. It has beaches.
Never heard
Is
of beach in
California state
before.
around?
Well, that is it. But I mean, my joke wasn't California specific. I'm just meant. It would have to
No,
be
yeah, just
Florida.
in
It'd have to be
California.
Florida or some southern shit to be
Some
standing
southern
ground
state.
law.
We
I
have,
think.
yeah.
No, they're on the East Coast, obviously.
Are they
This
Virginia?
is the issue where
Okay.
she makes a house out of ice and they spend the night there.
And they spend the
then-
night there because he's comfortable in ice. We've established that he is comfortable in ice.
Throughout the issue, he's also ignoring her basically completely, and she's like starting to lose her shit. And that's also interesting. I mean, she puts an ice patch on the road because he
Yeah.
won't answer her
Close her
questions,
car,
and like
yeah.
they spin out and like crash essentially. And even then, he's like, "Is this going to be it? Is this where he finds us on the side of the road?" Like,
Yeah.
like it's kind of insane. Like he's kind of lost his mind. He's like, "Oh fuck, we're dead. Batman's gonna fucking find us." There's a lot of really good beats in here that I really love.
No, it is. So this is. I enjoyed this issue. I think it's a great issue. It's a difficult one to really talk about in this context because a lot of it is just plays upon that, that just sort of like farcical ridiculousness of running from Batman who isn't chasing you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of
yeah.
like once you explain that, it's kind of hard to go beat by beat and really rebuild that for the listeners.
Right.
But it is
So
a great
there's-
issue. I mean, it is.
There's
a great issue.
there's another beat here that I want to talk about. He's continuing to not answer her questions as Ice and him are driving along, and like the whole idea of the issue starts with him going like, "Hey, why don't we drive for a while?" And blah blah blah. And she's like, "What the fuck?" And then the fight happens in the diner and all this stuff, and they're going along, and they're just quiet for a while. And she's like, "Are we going to talk about you dying, or are we just going to drive kind of thing?" And he just there's a full page of them just sitting, like you're sitting in the back seat of the car, and he just says, "I lied to you. The poison I took is killing me. The best the doc could give me was 12 days. I've got 4 left." And then she just goes, "Jesus Christ." So like this is the part where he like reveals to her that like, yeah, I took the poison, but also I am gonna die. Like, so she doesn't. This entire time, you've thought that she knew that he was gonna die, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is not the case. Like, by the way, to the fire issue, where she's vetting him to be her boyfriend, they don't know he's gonna die in 12 days.
That makes more sense.
Like
now.
kind of thing. Yeah. So like the reveal that he's like, "I lied to you. I'm not just sick. I am going to die in like 3 days," kind of thing, is new to her, kind of thing. So like that's an important beat.
That is important.
About.
That is important. Yes.
Yeah, and that because honestly, when I read it, I just assumed she knew until I read that. Like I just because again, I didn't read dialogue box.
Well, because he knows, so we know. So you kind of like assume everybody knows, but like no one really knows that he's dying.
Was checking in on her kill or something, but then you find out she didn't actually know he was going to be dead in 4 days.
So she's coming to the terms with the fact that he's going to die in like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and again, going back to like little bit of a piece of shit move to make somebody fall in love with you and then tell them I'm going to be dead in 4 days. Little bit of a piece of shit move.
I don't think he was planning to fall in love with her, nor was he making her fall in love with him. I think that just happened while they're both playing their dumb game. That just happened, like kind of thing. Like that's the tragedy of the story.
Okay, let's do book 10, Gnort with a G.
G Nort.
Gnort. He's
Uh,
a fun character. Fun. Well, here's a little sad thing about him, real quick, is when I googled him because I was like, who is this character? And in the Rand Thanagar War, back in the Infinite Crisis days, I guess like one of his close relatives is murdered, I think, or one of his best friends, and he mentions the Rand Thanagar War in this issue.
Yeah, he brings it up here.
So does he become an alcoholic because of what happened in Rand
Probably PTSD from the war.
Yeah. Is that
does he,
I
or is
don't,
it just ignored?
has he always been a drunk?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Listeners, drop your comments in the comment section. Let us know.
I wake up near midnight. I expect to see him at the bottom of the bed, but we're still alone. I walk to the window. The world is warped through the glass. I imagine him outside watching us. Would he stay there? Would he watch this? What does that perversion gain him? He doesn't do anything where he doesn't gain something. I thought that line was awesome. I'm back on Batman. Sorry. Outside the desert is empty for miles. A whole day and we're alone. He's not coming. He's not out there. Which only means one thing. He saw through the video and checked it out and assumed the JLI were up to their usual nonsense and decided not to interfere. He left us alone because he figured out Guy Gardner is still alive. That's a huge beat of that issue that we didn't like. I know we've been talking about it.
But no, we talked about how the plot twist is that.
I know. I just love it. I know. All right, Gnort. Sorry,
Gnort. So Christopher goes to talk to Gnort to get to Oa and kind of track down Guy.
Right, but before he does that, he puts 2 glasses down, fills them with alcohol, puts a pill in one, and I thought it was his pills, so I didn't think anything of it. And then him and Ice drink the drinks, and then she like passes out, and he's like, you know, all I have are regrets, but I've lived hard enough to know how to live with those. So I leave and go find Gnort. And I like the entire impetus is this, like from the Batman issue, is that he knows Guy Gardner's still alive. So now Ice is back at the top of his suspect list, and he's free. I think he's like freaking out a little bit, you know, kind of thing. To the point where he drugs her and like he's like, she'll be out for a whole day. I have to figure. I have X amount of time to figure shit out before Ice wakes back up. And anyway, Gnort takes beers out of his refrigerator with a cartoon Mickey Mouse hand, which I loved. By the way, Gnort, great character. Second favorite of the book.
No, he was great. And again, I just read him as John Candy from Spaceballs.
Same.
But it's great. I loved how I liked how when they're in Oa, he just keeps saying like, yeah, you know, really, you're supposed to fill out paperwork for this.
You're supposed to do all these rules.
Yeah, he's like, but the ring
like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I mean, like, you seem like a good guy. Well, I'll just break all the rules for you. Gnort is very loyal and trusting, much like a dog.
Well, my favorite part too was when the Guardian catches him and he's like, "You're going to be in so much trouble." And Gnort just knocks him out, and he's like,
kicks him in the face.
About it.
Kicks him in the
they'll forget
jaw.
About it.
Yeah.
I liked it when he opens. The Guardians don't trust his ability to fly to Oa anymore, so his ring can make like a door directly to Oa. And so he makes it for Christopher to walk through. And he's like,
that's when the Ron Thanagar war was mentioned, because he goes like, I got lost in space and I found myself in the war. And they're like, so now I just have a doorway that takes me right to Oa.
And it's like how he's like, don't worry, I think it's pretty safe. I mean, I've never tried to take anyone with me before, but I don't know. See why it would be a problem or anything. Maybe the Guardian said something about it. I don't remember. They talk so much sometimes. I just, you know. Anyway, it should be okay, I think.
It's great. No, when he knocks up the Guardian, he just says, we should get going back home now. I think, you know, and fine guy.
So
get out of here.
The entire issue, Gnort is very much like Ted Kord, and just like talking the whole issue. Like Christopher is basically silent almost the whole issue, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, throughout all of these, Christopher is, I mean, aside from the narrative reasons, he's kind of like a.
But this issue like really mirrors the Ted Kord issue, where like Gnort's just talking the entire time.
Yeah,
and, like,
but I'm just saying, like, throughout these issues, Christopher is sort of the stand-in for the audience. Like, he's just the kind of voyeur through which we can just step into this world and watch.
I love, to Patrick, to your point, I love that
happen around us.
Because you should go first. you should go first through the door because like I've never gone through it with somebody, but like you should go first because like if I go first, it might just close. Like I don't know how this thing works, kind of thing. And I'm just like, I fucking love that dumb bit. Yeah, watching him walk out
looks like John
into.
Candy.
It does a little bit.
I missed the
Well,
John Candy reference.
I like how everything on O is green, including paper files.
Yeah.
Like everything's green,
Yeah.
even just their hard copies are green.
It's the Emerald City. I love that like Gnort's just drinking. I mean, he's been drinking the entire time, but beer, I guess. And then he takes like most of it or a lot of his flask, and he just gets shit faced right away.
Yes,
I'm just like, what the fuck's in that flask?
And another narrative note is so Christopher finds that Oa basically has files on everybody, like they have their whole life filed, and he makes a point to not read Ice's file.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is, if you think she killed you, why not look at the? I don't know. Maybe look at the file.
That would wrap it up faster.
Just take a look to see
I
if
think
she killed you.
so. Here's the thing. I think he already knows.
Yeah,
he already knows. Guy's still alive. Who else could fake that? But Ice and Guy. Come on, he knows.
Yeah, I don't know. I would look. I mean, what if he looked at the file and she's just like a clinically insane cosplayer who isn't really a hero, and all of this was just like you might want to know that, you know. But anyway.
you might.
Okay.
I like the
then
stopping.
At the end of the
I like the
issue,
stopping at the pharmacy to get the EpiPen, but we don't know yet, kind of thing. And then fast forward to.
So the end of the issue is he confronts Guy. He finds Guy at this dumb pool because, of course, he'd be at a pool.
The pool hall, by the way, is Kevin and Keith's.
Oh, is it K and K's?
It's Kevin and Keith's. Famously made the Justice League International comics famous with Keith Giffen. Kevin McGuire.
Right.
Keith Giffen, by the way, passed away. Phenomenal artist.
How? Okay. Did he deserve it, or
stuff.
what was the natural cause?
No, he didn't deserve it. I don't think he deserved it.
Did he deserve it?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. That's all.
Just
Just asking questions. That's what we do on this podcast. Okay.
No such thing
He's
as a dumb question.
he's the original author of Keith Giffen and Kevin McGuire, original authors of When Batman Punches Guy in the Face. Those classic issues of Justice League International that everyone holds dear in their hearts.
Nice. Speaking of punching Guy in the face,
yeah.
So it turns out Guy is allergic. I mean, without building all this up, Christopher.
Before we discuss Guy Gardner slapping the shit out of Gnort for no fucking what a
crazy.
douchebag.
Well, because Guy is a douchebag. Because Guy is a piece of shit.
Gnort comes in and goes, I don't know. I don't get it. If she's hot, why does that make her easier on a cold day? All right, sorry. Let me go back to what Guy said. Easy as a hot girl on a cold day. And then Gnort comes in and goes, I don't get it. If she's hot, why does that make her easier on a cold day? Like, she's already doing okay temperature-wise, despite the cold, I mean. Also, just taking a step back. It's not very respectful, I don't think. And Guy just goes, fuck. And he goes, hi, Guy. Glad to see you're all in one piece. Again. Get the fuck out of here, Chance, before you get yourself hurt. Gnort goes, hey, Guy, did you know an alert went out that you were in another dimension? Did you get the alert? And why didn't you respond to it and say, that's not right? It's kind of odd. Gnort's just like, hey, man, why do you say I'm not in another dimension? What's wrong with you? It's kind of weird. He goes, Gnort, pal, you know what? Slap you in the goddamn face enough to knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, because Guy's a piece of shit.
I'm not sure that's any of your fucking business. Like, fuck you, Guy. Damn it.
He is a piece of shit.
Anyway, Guy pretends to take off his ring to fight Chance, and Chance immediately punches him straight in the face and knocks him the fuck down and beats the crap out of him. And then, of course, the ring immediately zips back onto his finger, and he's like, oh, you're fucked now. What a piece of, like, I'll fight you without my ring. And then he gets his ass kicked. He's like, never mind, ring's back on. Like, I'm just like, God damn it. This portrayal of Guy Gardner undoes everything I've read about Guy Gardner since, like, I don't know, the Sinestro Corps Wars or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I thought it was cool.
No, he's back to
No,
being
he's
Guy.
still a piece of shit.
Back
Oh,
to
God
being
damn
Guy.
it. It's amazing how much of a piece of shit
But
he is.
Christopher is able to bypass. So, like we mentioned earlier, Christopher knows that the ring goes out of its way to protect Guy, but mostly
Unless it's something out of the
attacks.
ordinary.
Yeah, mostly
Yeah.
like out of traditional attacks to his person. But so Christopher finds a workaround, which is exploiting the peanut allergy. That
Yeah,
Guy
he found out
has.
that Guy had a peanut allergy because he read Guy's file in the library.
The best part of that being is that Guy didn't reveal that to his ring because he's a piece of shit that would emasculate him to show that he has any sort of weakness. So his ring doesn't know to guard against the peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Because Guy refused to show his ring that he had any sort of weakness, which I fucking loved. Anyway,
that is very good point.
Well, I did love this panel where after he poisons him, Christopher just says like, you know, do you want to make nice and have the EpiPen or what? Like, should we have a deal? And the panel is just Guy, just a stupid thumbs up. He's like, yeah,
because he can't breathe.
Because he can't breathe. It's just like this dumb.
So how about this? You tell me why and how you're alive, and I give you a shot. Deal? Just so fucking good. Oh, but then we get to the end with Ice. I drugged you so I could have some time to talk to Guy. What? Christopher, don't be crazy. Guy's dead. No, you asked him to fake his death using his wonderful ring to bend the light into an illusion. Then you told him to hide out for a week. He didn't know why, but that fool genuinely thought you'd go out with him again if he just did what he was told. And she just says, Christopher. What was it?
Here's to
us. Yeah. I really fucking phenomenal issue of that book. Like, yes, it's the culmination. We're getting close to the end, you know, like kind of thing. And like, but like the Gnort parts of it were so fucking wonderful. And like, man, that issue was so good.
All right, let's do issue 11. So issue 11 is basically the con is over. Like he knows that Ice poisoned him. So it's the two of them sort of spending a last day together and coming to grips with that.
Yes, and the beautiful part is he loves her and doesn't care. Like at the end of the day, I guess and vice versa. Like
and they do a lot of it is kind of framing the whole arc with issue 2. Because they do the whole swim at the beach, they do their ice island, they kind of recreate their first date together.
Yeah.
On this last day, and you know, I don't know. We can go to the specific of the beats. There's, you know, Ice expresses her frustration at him and the situation.
Well, so there's a good note here where she goes, "Why didn't you go to the league?" Like he knows, she knows, he knows. Like it's all out in the open. She goes, "Why didn't you go to the league?" And he goes, "Why didn't you kill me?" And then just like a beautiful fucking panel of her just like looking at him and then laying on his chest in the next panel. Like it just, and she says, "I should have. Even a few days ago, I woke up and there you are, not a breath in you. I could have just let you lie there. It would have been easy." And he's like, "Well, I appreciate you doing it the hard way." And then they're back to like kind of joking, and she's like, "Oh, I bet," you know, kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, the next page is
also
very
There's a lot of like really
heart-wrenching.
beautiful moments here. Yeah, man. Will you miss me? And she goes, "Shut up." He goes, "I got lucky, you know. I won't miss you. I'll just be gone." And her fucking tears, like that.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, that too. Well, also the end of this issue and kind of the note he writes and how the next issue goes, it's pretty heartbreaking. The whole, you know, "I love you," and then he answers the next day after having died. I mean, it's all pretty. I think it's well done. It's very well done in like a classic romance tearjerker sort of way, of really highlighting
also
the
in the sense of like knowing who she is and like what her rage meant and like her feelings about being like dead and then coming back and like just all of these weird, like she literally just said, "You're gone, you're there, and then you're gone, and then you're back." Like there's no like, it's not like I was in limbo or somewhere. Like I was just gone, and then I was awake and it had been years, you know, like kind of thing. And it's fucking horrifying, man.
Well, I think also from her end, a lot of the tragedy is she spent the majority of her life restraining
Pretending.
herself and holding
Yeah.
back and pretending
Yeah.
to be less. And the one time she just said, fuck it, I'm going to kill Lex
Yeah.
Luthor because he's a piece of shit, she ends up instead killing the man she loves instead of Lex
that's a
Luthor.
very
So, like,
good
that's a
point.
pretty
Yeah.
tragic setup, that the one time you accept your agency and your power and exert that, the evil guy gets to live his life and you instead kill the person you love. Like, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
It's tough to live with. Probably gonna need therapy after this. After this.
Yeah.
Nice round of therapy after this.
There's a little dumb beat
yeah.
where he slips off the ice that they're standing on in the middle of the ocean and falls into the water. And she's like, Christopher! And he's like, what? And he's like, I'm fine. And she's like, gotta watch out. It can get slippery. He's like, you don't want to fall and break your neck. And he goes, I don't know. There are worse ways to go. And it's just like little shit like that. You're just like, God damn, that's so fun. Because you're literally dying from poison.
Yeah, and another kind of recurring thing is skipping rocks. Like that happens in issue 2. Later, we get memories of Christopher with his dad teaching him to skip rocks. And he also talks about skipping rocks in this one. But that's kind of a recurring image is skipping rocks. Yeah.
Well, she goes, why, when you found out you were poisoned, why didn't you're dead. Does it matter who killed you? And he goes like, I'm the human target. All I do is die and find out who killed me. You know, like that's my job, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it kind of like explains the entire, in one line of dialogue, it literally just like explains the entire 12 issues we just read. I don't know. I kind of love that little beautiful little moment of just them being like, that's what I do. It's like, that's literally my purpose, you know, like kind of thing. That's all I've been doing.
And going back, I just want to follow up on going back to the skipping rocks thing, because a skipping rock inevitably falls into the water and stops.
And sinks, yeah.
But it's just as many times as you can skip it before that inevitable sinking has to happen is the hope. So I think, you know, the parallels are pretty clear on
of his like career being the human target.
Going up. Yeah. Well, also just life and mortality and and all of that.
Yeah.
All right. Should we just move on to the issue 12?
Well, so Ice confronts him at the end. So she lets out her rage kind of thing and just kind of like rips his car in half kind of thing. It's just fuck you. But they get to this point on the beach where she's like literally takes his gun out and points it to her head and just goes, you know, just do this because why would I want to keep going if you're going to be gone, you know, kind of thing. Like, why do you get the easy way out of not missing me kind of thing?
Yeah. But
of course he doesn't. Yeah.
Because both of you have partners, are in love, I'm assuming. Were you ever at a point where like 5 days into having met that person you love, you would shoot yourself in the head if they died?
Well, they're at 11 days.
Like, is that all?
They're
at 11 days.
I think if it was
5 days, that's insane. 11.
If I poison, okay,
I guess it is 11 days. I guess it is 11.
If I'd poisoned them and they were going to die because of me, I do think 11 days. If the chemistry is that strong and the people are right for each other, you can have some pretty serious emotions develop in that short of a time.
Yeah, I agree.
So you could imagine shooting yourself because you don't want to live with someone you've met 10 days before.
I think just the guilt of murdering an innocent man.
I mean, in this scenario, maybe. In real life, no, that's insane.
I don't know if I could.
If I accidentally poisoned my wife and then fell in love with her over the course of 11 days and then realized that she was going to die, and then I'd be pretty guilt-ridden over that, I think, yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it empirically, you've lived, 40 years without this person, so you have a lot of evidence that you can survive.
Okay, so my only comparison to that is my current relationship.
Okay.
And when I first met her,
11 days in.
Yeah, that's how strongly I felt. Yeah. I mean, it's 15 years later. We're still married now. Yeah, so yeah, that's how strongly I felt.
But I don't want to go down this road, but okay, never mind.
I'm just
I don't
answering
want
you
to start
truthfully.
I don't want to start really morbid hypotheticals, but like people have loved ones die daily on this planet and they just live.
Well, I personally am strongly against suicide.
But are they the
By the way, if
reason-
you're thinking about suicide, find help.
Oh yeah, please
Seek
call
seek
them.
help.
There are
Like,
there are
honestly.
helplines. There are helplines.
But I am
to call.
personally very strongly against that in any form, no matter what the reason. But
Hey,
Is
she's
it
not
because of our
trying to-
Lord Christ and our religion that
God no,
says it's a sin to? Okay.
no, God, I don't care about that.
For those
no,
listening,
I personally
Joe and
am
I
very
do
against
read
suicide.
the Gideon's Bible.
Every time
go
I'm
to-
in the,
yeah.
every time I'm in a shitty motel room, dying of poison, I read the Gideon's Bible.
I go
I
to
think
Dr.
that's-
Midnight's congregation. I'm part of his church. We're Lutheran. I don't know if you do, but he's Lutheran. Okay. Yeah. So let's move off of
But Patrick was going to say like 3 things.
All right. Well, but don't. If it's about suicide, let's move on from suicide. But go ahead, Patrick.
Well, she's
what were
not
you
committing
gonna
to it. She's not unaliving herself. She's asking Chance to blow her brains out. She's not got the guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we're getting into assisted suicide and what the moral implications of that are. But okay. But having
But
said
also
that,
the
She's
big- if you're
asking him to
hypothetical-
kill his murderer is the point, though. She's
The
not
hypothetical
asking
you're
him to
pitching,
help
though-
her with suicide. She's saying, I killed you. This is the whole point of your journey. Weren't you trying to like get revenge and kill your killer? And he goes, no. Like kind of thing. So the end of that is like the day is done. My gun is in my hand. My finger brushes against the trigger. We all go down. I don't know. Like I'm not sure I understand that last line, Tom King.
you just ring around the rosy. We all go down.
I guess.
I do want to say, I know we kind of joked a little bit around it. Suicide is not a jokey matter, and please call hotlines if you need it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, you should
human
go.
target. Buck 12.
So it's the human target. Human target.
This is the Flash. This is the culmination of the calendar. It's all frozen.
It's ice cold.
I loved it actually. It was a fun end to the slow progression.
And this is the kind of a cool issue because he's just flat out dead.
Yeah, but it does.
From the beginning.
So it cuts
From the
back to that
beginning, he's
initial
dead.
scene where he falls asleep. Well, falls asleep. He lays down in the bed and breathes his last breath. So he's just laying in the bed, and then the doorknob freezes and cracks apart, and then she comes in. And again, you know what? Art note that we have not discussed this entire fucking time. Facial expressions on these characters is out of control good.
Yeah.
He is like
every
fucking face looks real and genuine and twisted and upset or sad or happy or like whatever the fuck. Like in every goddamn panel of this book, every face is like, that's a real human emotion I'm reading on that person's face. And mixed with the dialogue, like an actual movie, there's nuance to that. And then like, it just fucking phenomenal art.
Oh yeah, it's great. And this
I
is
have
where
not seen it enough. Love the art.
Yeah, and we see her pick up the "I love you too" note, which is the response to
Mhm.
her saying "I love you" the night before, which is pretty trash.
When apparently he
How,
decided not to shoot her in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we feel about her in avocado green capri pants?
Weird choice. Weird choice
It's
for her.
kind of a weird choice.
She's been dressed great this entire book, and this is a weird color choice.
It feels a little weird for a "my lover is dead."
Is it avocado?
I'm gonna wear this.
But also, maybe she wasn't really thinking about what she was wearing that day because her lover is dead. I don't know.
Oh, so so in this beat here, like before she picks up the note and sits by the side of the bed crying because he's gone. I don't know if it's in this bit or like maybe it's the book or the issue before this, but like basically he made her promise not to be there when he died.
Yeah.
And the point of it was, you need to let me die, kind of thing. And she's like, well, I can't do that. Or he's like, well, all right, if I promise to let you die, can I just be there with you when you die? And he's like, I don't want the last moment of us being you breaking that promise and trying to like revive me or whatever the fuck. And I don't know. Kind of fucked up I guess. But like at the end of the day, like kind of sincere in the sense of like, I'd rather remember you loving me rather than like frantically trying to like resuscitate me as I
Yeah.
die, kind of thing.
Didn't it have something
And-
to do with his dad as well. He didn't want to look.
He didn't want to be
someone-
like that. Like,
Yeah,
he
well,
he didn't want her memory of him to be like a weakness in his moment.
Well,
of death,
actually,
maybe.
so let's talk about the dad part because that's something we haven't really addressed. But at the end, it turns out into like a pretty heartwarming theme.
Mhm.
So for most of this run, his kind of Batman origin story is that he saw his dad beg for his life, basically pretty pathetically. Like, please, I'll do anything. Don't kill me.
Yeah.
Pretty pathetically. He tried to jump in front of the bullet. It didn't work. His dad died. And so then he decided, I'm going to take the bullet for everybody else.
This is going to be my job for the rest of my life.
So as part of that, though, his image of his dad was like pretty negative. Like, this was the guy who groveled. It was pathetic and disgusting.
Yeah.
And because
I never want to be that
death,
man. I'm going to be
Right.
hard in the face of death and never worry about death,
Right. And one thing he says over and over is that's not going to be me when I die. I'm going to take it with dignity and with honor, and I'm not going to beg for my life. But then at the end of this run, after he falls in love with Ice, and when he learns what that relationship means to him, he sort of has this epiphany that, well, his dad wasn't begging for his life to beg. He was begging for his life because he wanted to live on for his son. Like, he wanted to continue sharing moments with his child.
He
and with his
realizes
family.
I would do anything for one more day with Ice, and that's what my dad was doing.
Right.
He wanted one more day with me.
He just wanted one more day with his son, and that's why he was willing to beg for that and do whatever it took.
Which is heartbreaking.
Which is it's really heartbreaking. But heartbreaking, but also beautiful in the sense of it redeemed his father's image to him as he realized, wait a minute, my father wasn't this pathetic loser just selfishly out to survive. Like, he just being with me was that important to him that he would give up his honor and give a face to that degree if it meant the possibility that he could have another day with his son. Yeah. All right, really but so back to issue 12.
All right, so we check in with Luigi. It's day 16, so it's 4 days past.
And this was the part that confused me, where when he drops the Italian act, that was the part where for a second I thought, wait a minute, is Christopher alive? Is he pretending to be
no,
Luigi?
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, but then it turns out not.
Oh yeah, this is all a facade. Like, we made this up so I could help Christopher. Like, this is all. And he goes, I should have learned Italian. It would have made it all more believable. There's a beat here where he goes, it's very good, Luigi. Thank you. And he's like, I'm glad. I think you're blah, 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 blah. Maybe I'll travel. I used to like it. I used to like to go here and there. And he's like, that's a shame. I'll miss you. Meaning, like, it would be nice to like come to this restaurant every once in a while and eat a little piece of pizza and kind of like remember Christopher with you. And he goes, darling, don't. I've done very horrible things. You are too beautiful to waste your heart on troubled men. He goes, and Ice just goes, now you tell me. I don't know. I love that little beat of them, like, kind of like, we both loved the same man sort of thing. Like, we both like knew this man deeply or intimately, and like and instead of sharing that grief and hanging out together, we're just going to go our separate ways. It's kind of sad.
Do you all know? So the way she susses out that he's not Italian, she says "non ci piove." Do you know what that means?
Not a thing, because I don't also speak Italian.
Well, so "non ci piove" means like without a doubt or like for sure. That's the way in Italian to say like definitely, for sure, no doubt, for real. For real, man. Real. All cap, no cap, all cap.
And he just looks at her like I looked at you just now, and it goes, I should have learned Italian.
So Luigi
also on day 6, still day 16.
A bottle full of Chance's ashes, I guess, in a whiskey bottle.
Yeah. Well, it's the bottle. It was the bottle on the side of the bed table.
Can they do that? Like, can crematorium, like, do they put ashes in whiskey bottles? Can they even do that?
They'll put ashes in whatever the fuck you give them, man.
I don't think so. They usually come in like its own bottle. I don't know if they can do a whiskey. Well, whatever.
What are you even talking about? You give them an urn, they put the ashes in the urn. You give them a whiskey bottle, they put the ashes in a whiskey bottle.
But a whiskey? It just seems unsanitary.
Unsanitary? It's a dead person's ashes. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Anyway, sanitary about it. You're not going to drink out of the whiskey bottle after you're done spreading the ashes.
Also, that another point that bottle does not have many ashes. Like human ashes are way bigger.
Yeah, that should be way more.
bottle.
I agree. Should be way more. But
that's
I mean,
the
I
part
think
that's suspicious.
I think it's the idea of it. Like maybe that's 10% of the ashes or 25% of the ashes, but like it's the idea's there.
This is the part where on the couch and Fire is sitting there and they're kind of going through a rundown of everything. And Fire goes, "What about Guy?" And Ice goes, "We talked. I gave that bitch some story about Chance stalking me and how a guy did help me get away. It's whatever." I gave that bitch some story about Chance stalking.
Oh, that's interesting because I read that as fuck.
Oh.
Basically, anytime they do the asterisk thing and like they blur out a curse word, I always just put fuck in there until I'm like, wait, maybe they meant shit. But for some reason, bitch didn't occur to me. I feel like bitch would have just been written. Is that wrong?
I don't know.
Did they write bitch? I don't know.
Well, it might be fucker or something else. Yeah,
fucker.
Who knows?
I gave that fuck some story about Chance stalking me and how a guy helped him get away. So the interesting beat here is that Fire and Ice are the ones that know the truth, and Guy has never known the entire thing of what's going on the entire time. And he's
because he's a doofus.
He's an idiot. Because he's an idiot.
But the other thing too about this issue that's nice is, in essence, right? If you think about the human target, he kind of took a hit for Ice so that she could fully realize as a more powerful version of herself, a more in control.
I completely agree with
in her full
that's an amazing
self,
part of that story.
In full bloom.
Which
Fire's like, so we're in the clear? And she's like, he's dead. We're free.
And she's back on JLI. Like, she's back with her friends, being a hero, being amazing. In a sense, he kind of took a bullet for her so that she could become the woman she needed to be to then murder Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
Well, we don't know. Did she? Who knows?
Well, we don't know.
Who knows?
What we do know is that she did. Well, let's get to the beat. Patty, what were you going to say?
Just the next scene is my favorite of the entire book, I think, between Martian Manhunter and
Ice. That's what I was going to say.
Like, it's the bookend of her journey. It's really great.
The scene with her and John is like so fucked up and yet so good, because it's basically like John going like, "I'm pretty sure you're a murderer, so I'm going to take you in. I'm going to lead an investigation into you specifically." And she's like, "Well, or we won't do that. And here's why." And she kind of blackmails him, which is
she does not kind of. She fully blackmails him.
She definitely blackmails him.
Because she says, like, well, if you were to take me in, then, people might have to find out that, you've been doing this with Fire and that you got the materials that were needed to do the poisoning. And that you are also involved in, and she just blackmails.
Christopher Chance is dead, and they say Batman's the greatest detective.
That was also pretty great. That was pretty great.
She says,
"I don't expect sarcasm from you," and she goes, "Right, because I'm the sweet one."
Yeah.
I love how he just effortlessly is picking up a gigantic piece of metal. By the way,
right?
Because they fought some big monster or like robot or something, and they're like collecting pieces of it.
So he says he's going to launch an inquiry into Chance's, death, and he says that Ice is going to be part of the inquiry, and she just says, "No, I don't think so." And he says, "I don't understand." And she goes, "It's just your affair with Fire, as you are the team leader, should have been reported and wasn't. And also, the way you invaded Chance's mind without his permission, that was another grievous violation of the jail code. Both of these mark you as unfit for this particular duty."
Well, I also, another art note that I like, as she's threatening Martian Manhunter with blackmail and all that, they're kind of cleaning up some supervillain machine. They just
kind of cleaning up. She's doing it all. Like he puts something on a pile.
Yeah, but as they're talking, she's freezing it and lifting it up, and as she finishes her kind of threats and everything, she just crushes it. Like, it just shatters into ice. As a little emphasis.
Juxtaposed against her saying she basically blackmails John into making her the lead investigator on Chance's death. And she says, "If they ask why you appointed me to lead the investigation, just tell them you did it because I'm so sweet." And in that panel is her clenching her fist, and the entire structure just collapses. So she came like full circle there. Not full circle. She just
Also, so the next scene when Guy comes in, when he lands on her, so she's just trying to be alone.
Also, that's
on her
day 22, by the way. Then we're on day 37.
Then we're on day 37.
I like the skip forward in time, I guess. The reason I only bring it up is because like this whole thing has been based on 12 days, but like this last issue is like her going through stages of grief and like what that might mean and how she's feeling during those times. And like the skip forward through time, I think is kind of an important note to say. Not necessarily huge, but little beats like that. Like,
but so she's on
better.
the ice island, which was, the ice island she used to share with Christopher, and she's just grieving on her own. And Guy lands, and when he lands, he just says, "Hey, babe," and like I wanted to punch him in the fucking face when he just lands like that. It's just such a like, read the room, doofus. Like, she does not want to talk to you right now. He is the worst.
So before he lands, though, she's thinking about like pouring his ashes out into the ocean, and she's like, maybe this isn't right, or like I don't know what the right. Maybe pour your ashes out in the ocean where we spent this time together. Maybe I should have done it on the beach. I don't know. I'm conflicted. Like I am upset. I don't know where to do this properly, or like how to honor you the right way. And Guy comes down and starts being a dick, and I just love the end of it is just her crashing it on his fucking head, and she goes, "That's perfect. This will do." Like just like such a good little like beat at the end of her like drawing Guy in closer and be like, "Yeah, we can be together." Fuck again. No, just fuck you again. In the end, the good guy wins. So day 73.
Well, day 73 is just her.
She's gonna take the poison or not, maybe.
Take it at poison water, and we don't know what she's gonna do with it at the time.
Well, she puts it to her lips and then decides against it.
Right, but then we get a flashback to day 11 or night 11.
Yeah.
Again, and we just get like a more in-depth conversation of kind of how that ended between Christopher and her. And this is where Christopher makes that comment that we alluded to earlier about how he realized his dad wasn't begging for his life; he was begging for another day with his son, with me, which is pretty touching.
Well, so he asked for a favor, and she goes, "What?" She's like, "Okay." And he's like, "You know that stuff that's the poison in me?" And she's like, "I'm familiar." And he's like, "You got any more of it?" And then we cut to day 110, where she does decide not to drink it, and then her and Lex share a drink.
So
and I think so.
Maybe she used it. Yeah,
does she do it or not?
Open.
It doesn't matter. But like the last
I love this.
panel.
The last panel is beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful.
Just the last panel, but the panel before that is the newspaper. It says "The Human Target, Chapter 12, Kill." Like it's the title of the issue, but the panel before that is Lex taking a drink, and it's like, does she kill him? Does she not? Like I don't know. But her smiling as the issue ends is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a great smile. Great. No, and that's the end of the Human Target.
That's the end of Human Target.
It was great. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good mystery thriller, and like we mentioned,
is this your recommendations, Al?
Well, I'm heading to that.
Oh, okay.
I'm leading to the crescendo, which then is the recommendation. And I like how the kind of twist at the end is that really, this is sort of more Ice's story than Christopher's. And Christopher, like we mentioned, was sort of in a sense being the human target for her to be the person she needed to be and break out of the constrained role she was in. And again, that goes back to like comments Joe was making, how he was passive in a lot of these interactions, because I really think it's kind of by the end morphs into this is Ice's. It's about Ice more than the human target. The human target was just like he is in the comics where he takes bullets for people. He was a red herring in this. This isn't really about him. It's about Ice. He was the misdirect.
Very clever, Al.
Right. Well, it's Tom King. It's Tom King.
Yes,
no, but I'd say
Al
again,
didn't write this.
I didn't write it. I'm just So right, the misdirect is it's Ice. But I do recommend it. I think it was fun. It's 12 issues. It's not the biggest investment of your time.
Yeah,
and I thought it was fun. I liked the 60s vibe. I liked the mystery vibe. I liked the characters and the themes. Is it Tom King's best work? Probably not. But I recommend it. I ate this up.
Mm-hmm.
so I recommend it. Thumb up for me.
Super fun thriller. I liked it. The mystery wasn't so much a mystery because I feel like I had ice pegged instantaneously. I was just kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop in terms of like, are they going to twist this into something that I'm not expecting? Very possibly. But it didn't, which isn't a bad thing. It's just like the story went in a certain direction, and I was like, I pegged her from the beginning, and I wasn't wrong. That doesn't mean it's not a good story. The art was fucking phenomenal, and I loved every fucking panel of it. And I know I didn't sidetrack us too often throughout the issues to talk about the art, well, like I normally do, but so good throughout. Really enjoyed all the fractal light that was throughout every panel. The facial expressions were crazy. Like I said a little while ago, like every panel of a person's face was like you're watching a movie in terms of like the nuance of like the expression they were making mixed with the narration, mixed with the dialogue, meant something more than just like a character's face is drawn on the page, like most comics can do. So I really liked that part of the art, which was a subtle thing that I don't know if everyone would pay attention to or pick up on. But I don't know, is it Tom King's best thing? Maybe not, but I really liked it. I really liked the strong characters. Really liked where the story went. By the end, like it kind of starts with a full-on thriller, and then it kind of like there's a kind of a hidden love story throughout the entire thing, and it felt genuine, and I enjoyed it. My question is, if us glowing about it for 5 hours made Patrick's brain shift.
Oh my God! Wait a minute.
Oh,
We forgot. Does this pass the Bechdel test? The Bechdel test. The Bechdel test. Does this pass the Bechdel test? The answer is probably no.
Probably no.
This one does not.
I feel like it doesn't. Yeah,
It does not.
No, it doesn't.
Ironically, even though we talked about Ice as the main character, it just does not pass the Bechdel test.
I mean, Ice as a character is very strong female character.
But she
Makamori
doesn't.
tests. Sure.
Even when Ice and Fire talk, they're talking about Christopher.
They're talking about Christopher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fails. So Tom King, do better.
Do better, you piece of shit.
Daddy.
Whoa.
So anyway, I recommend. Great 12 issues. And also unlike Al, if you read the narration, better story, I would say. Read all of the words and you'll enjoy it even more. Patrick?
Actions speak louder than inner thoughts.
I do have more appreciation for it after talking to you guys about it, but this wouldn't be something I could like wholeheartedly recommend to someone, because I loved Ice. I loved everything about Ice. As I said in my opening act, whatever that's called. What do we do? Overall takes. In my overall takes, my opening act. Yeah, I just didn't like the main character. Like, I just didn't like him that much. I just didn't. And the art is great. There's just too much happening on the page. On each page, there's too many words. There's too many lines. Too many different colors. It's just too much. Also, like, I've talked about how like westerns aren't really my thing, or military period pieces, and I think just the slow burn thriller is also just like not for me. I don't think so. There are really great bits in this 12 issues, but for me, the great bits aren't worth the time it took for me to read all 12 issues. So I get where y'all are coming from, but I still don't think I could honestly recommend this to someone. I wouldn't be able to back it up.
What if the super powered heroine with ice powers blackmailed you into recommending this? Would you do it?
I mean, I would, yes. And then I'd be like,
okay.
How'd you get those powers?
Okay.
Do I have powers? Why are you talking to me specifically about this?
Your opinion matters. You're part of the Mobius Couch. I've traveled the world and the dimensions to find you.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna. I don't recommend. I couldn't recommend.
All right, two to one. All right,
2 to 1.
2 to 1.
Well,
okay.
I think we're done. I think we won comics.
We did.
We won comics for the week.
Bye.
Good journey, Couchers.
All right.
Bye.